Hello followers and welcome back to Mystic Worlds, and this is Safe Haven. And in today's episode we've got sort of two mini objectives, and today we're not going to be exploring or going after wool or anything like that, but what we are going to be doing is we're going to be looking for some loot that I left behind, and we're also going to be establishing a base over by the monument, as it's kind of a pain to keep trekking back and forth between here and there, and we're going to be there more often, so it makes more sense to actually head over to the monument and establish a more permanent base over there. And while we do that, I've got a couple of things to talk about the series and some things that have gone on since the last episode. So we're going to be talking about that as well. Now, the first area that was suggested to me by a friend of mine, Bolt, was to check the plane crash here to see if there was any loot up here. And that's a really good idea, so we're going to check this out here and see what we've got. And there is a chest up there. Some dirt blocks, some ladders, and some raw pork chops. All three of those things are great. So, we've got that chest. I guess I should break it, shouldn't I? That way I know I've got it, and I don't come back here wondering why that chest is empty. So, let me get up here a little bit. There we go. Oh, we don't want to go in that fire. Alright, so let's head back down again. So we've got this chest. Now, I have spoken to the map maker since the last episode, Damara, who is watching my series. So, hey Damara, hope you're enjoying today's episode. And we discussed a couple of things on his thread and so forth. And first off, as we head over back towards the monument, I'm going to pick up some supplies actually to take over there. He has been kind enough to feature me on his main post and my trailer, so big thanks. I did not expect that or that type of reaction, so big thank you to Damara for that. Thanks, buddy. That's really appreciated. And there will be a link down below, by the way, guys, to download this map and check out his thread and get involved, because this is a great map. I would really suggest actually playing this map, because it is really great. I'm not just saying that either. I've been really enjoying every minute of this that I've been playing thus far, so I would highly recommend that you go and check it out. What do I need here? But we discussed that, and he's also given me some pointers of things I may have missed, but not given anything away. And we discussed some different things also with another guy who is Let's Playing this map as well. And I believe his name is pronounced Zykus, something like that. And there will be a link down below to his playthrough as well. He's doing it multiplayer with a few friends. So, and he's a bit further ahead than me, so if you want to check that out and see what's in store for me, then you can go ahead and watch his playthrough. I've watched a little bit of it, and it's really good. So I would suggest checking that out as well. And also, Damara is going to be releasing a second map sometime soon. And when I say soon, probably a couple of months or so maximum. And we'll probably be Let's Playing that one after we finish this one as well. I believe it's in the same vein. It's going to be 72 objectives type deal. I'm going to leave my ores and stuff behind for the moment here. I think that that's going to be good. I don't know why I picked up these potions, to be honest with you. I don't need them. Yeah, I don't really need any of this stuff. Maybe some wood might be nice. But other than that, I think we're set here. So there is that. I'm trying to think of anything else that I really need to mention here, other than the fact that we are looking for the loot, obviously. But yeah, we had a small discussion on his thread about various different things. There is a very community feel over there, so he's encouraging people to get involved, and so am I, because it's a great little community going on that thread. I would highly recommend you check it out. Got a big tree there. And I'm looking forward to playing this map a lot more, so yeah, there's that. I am just going to try and think for a moment here and see if there is anything that I've forgotten to mention. I don't think there is, so we're going to have to well, if there is, I will probably think of it in the next clip after this one, and we will go from there, and I'll talk about it a little bit more then. So here is the monument. This is where I have my ladder well. So we're going to kind of duck out here. I'm going to leave some supplies behind, of course. Things I don't particularly need. All of this stuff, really. Because there's some chests apparently in here that I have not got yet, and I would like to get. So we're going to pop out here and take a quick look. Nobody around. Good. Some zombies over there, but nothing too terrible. I'm mainly avoiding those blazers. Although, didn't I shut the spawner down for that? And I broke the other one, so I shouldn't have to worry. I think so. Yeah, it looks as if I shut it down. It's been a couple of days since I've played, so I can't exactly remember here. We're going to be building a base here in a moment. I just want to get this chest I'm told about. So here we go. Excuse me, guys. I seem to have a bit of a throat problem at the moment. Seems a lot of people have. Were you talking about that chest up there? I think he said it was a double chest. I presume it's the one up there. I don't have any blocks. Oh, spiders. Obviously from the spider's lair. Oh, nice. Torches, apples, and an iron sword. It's pretty cool. Just got to be mindful of this lava here, and we can't... Sounds like there's a spider jockey on the other side there. I would like this chest. There we go. Okay, so... how do I want to get down? A bunch of spiders spawned over there. There we go. Okay, so... let's head back here. Do I want to take out these spiders? I mean... oh, there's actually a spawner over here. I wonder what it spawns. I bet it's spiders. It probably is. Oh no, it's creepers. Ew, no, definitely not. Don't want those guys around. Not at all. They're nasty. Alright, so... let's head back to the base, and I'm going to kind of... well, the monument. I'm going to try and outline my plans for a base here. So, obviously, we're going to be fairly limited because Damara has a very good way of placing bedrock, making things a little bit of a challenge here to actually build into. So, we're going to have to be mindful of that. But I think that we could squeeze a base in here somewhere, particularly if we go up above the monument, being as we know that we can get through to the surface. We should probably be okay. So, let's see here. We need to pop this open first, obviously. And haven't found any of these things yet, unfortunately, but no doubt we will soon. I mean, there is a somewhat of a way up there we could build a base. Now, wasn't there an area down here that... yeah, this area. I'm thinking if we go up and behind the monument, then we could build our base here. So, how do I want to do it? Did I bring any cobble with me? I don't think I did. Which could be a problem. Oh, I have a little bit, but not much. Didn't leave any in here, did I? No. So, we're going to be a little bit short on supplies for this. But we are going to be doing a little bit of digging as well, so we should get enough stone from that. So, let's put our crafting table down here. Let's kind of figure out what we want to do. What Y level are we on? 42. So, we've got... let's just assume that the ground level is at 64. So we've got a little bit of leeway there. My base doesn't need to be ridiculously tall. It needs to be more wide than tall. So let's start maybe sort of in this alcove area right here. Put a staircase in. Begin to knock this out and start and put a stairwell together. And we've got another 2 pieces of glowstone, which is great. Here we are. And let's try and begin to put a stairwell together here. Kind of bring it up to... I'm thinking about Y of 50. That will probably be the ideal height to bring it up to. And let's make ourselves some stairs here. There we go. That should be plenty for now. We don't need too much. Okay, so... Oh yeah, we can't sprint upstairs in this version. That was fixed afterwards. But never mind, that's fine, that's not a big deal. I'll start knocking this up a little bit as well. I don't want to be banging my head. And obviously I can clean this up later and kind of adjust the blocks and whatnot myself, so that's not a huge deal. We're just not going to be touching the monument area, of course. Ooh, I wonder where that goes to. Oh, that goes out here. Alright. I'm going to remember that. That's the outside right there then. So let's continue going up a little bit here until we get to Y50 or so. Okay, so I've got this staircase dug out here and we're up to Y50 and we've got kind of the basics of an entrance here, and we're going to try and map out now how big we want the central room of our base to be. And this is going to be an area where we kind of talk and kind of introduce our episodes and stuff like that here, so it doesn't need to be ridiculously big, but it does need to be pretty good for what we want it for. So we're going to make this room probably 6 high. I'm going to need to make some more stone picks soon. And I'm thinking maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 21 long by 15 wide. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that that's 10. Kind of mark that off here. Now when I mine as far as my pickaxe can go, that means that I've gone 5 blocks. So it's 15. There we go. That's 20. And that is 21. Yeah, that's a decent room size, I think. And let's go 15 this way, so we're already on 1. So we only want to go 4 this time. That is 5. We've got 10 here. There we go, that's 10. And we'll go 1 more, and that will be 15. Here we go. So we've now got the basics of a room here started to come together. Now it's time to clear it out. Alrighty guys, so I've been working on carving out this room here and we've got something together now. And one thing, I don't know whether this was intentional or not to try and prevent me from building a base here, but there was a bunch of sand where this cobble is. So we have a ton of sand now that I could use for various different things. And I've started to map out where I want things to go. So we've obviously got the monument area down here and behind this. I'm thinking over here is where the skeleton spawners are. So our grinder is going to be over here. I think the blaze spawner is somewhere down this area. So that leaves essentially these 2 walls free. Now, there's a bunch of things that I want to add. First off, we need a way out, which I'm thinking I'm going to make right here. Just in this general area, or maybe right here actually, next to the monument. We're going to have a nice way out. I want a storage room, which will probably sit on this wall as well. And then I want to add some farms for wheat, carrots, potatoes, melons, pumpkins, cactus, you know, stuff like that. We'll probably have this on this wall as well, maybe sort of a third of the way or so. And then at that point, on this corner right here, we're going to have a drop chute for a dark room, which is going to sit probably on the surface. We're going to build a very, very basic dark room with just a lava blade in it, because I don't have many supplies. I can't do anything piston-based at the moment, but it would be nice to have access to, you know, rotten flesh, bones, arrows, gunpowder, string, that sort of set of supplies. So we're going to be working on that as well. I don't know if we'll get to all of this today, but certainly I will try and start as much as we can here, and I'll probably do quite a bit off camera, as this is not too interesting to watch. It is a map playthrough after all. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of introduce clips, essentially, for when I've got to significant points in the build here. So I do want to do this. I made up some stone bricks. This is a base design which I really like, and this isn't my initial design. This was actually a design initially made by CoStar, but I find that it's really useful, you know, for building bases and stuff like that, particularly in maps like this when you don't have a lot of supplies yet. So we're going to make the storage room there, I think, and we'll have sort of like maybe a doorway or something into the storage room. I don't know as I'd want to make it any wider. We've obviously got this right here, so we want to kind of put some stone bricks in the corner there. So we've got an exit, the storage room, and the farm, of course. We'll make the farm right there. And we want one in this corner. And we'll leave 3 here for a path to the blaze farm. And obviously we do have the monument to still deal with, so we can do that. And I've got these chests here which are going to be a little bit of a problem for the time being, but you kind of get the idea of what I'm going for right here. So let's see, I have plenty of stone bricks. I would like to make some stone brick stairs, and we're going to make up a bunch of those. 32 ought to be plenty for right now. And we'll just begin to start and lay out our base here. So put that in there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to replace this smooth stone with cobblestone. And I'm going to do this for all the sections that have cobblestone. And I've also collected up a bunch of oak wood as well. I did some tree farming up on the surface there. And I got a ton of that so that we can kind of decorate things out a little bit here with wood and whatnot. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that that's what I want to go with for this particular base. So right here is going to be stone bricks. We'll just kind of map out the layout here of the floor a little bit. Now, I don't have any redstone, so I can't make any redstone lamps just yet. But that'll come in time. I'm sure we'll run into redstone at some point. But for right now, we're just going to have to stick with either glowstone or torches. And I will probably just stick with torches for now, because I don't have a lot of glowstone either. To kind of hamper what we're doing here. But then again, it's very early in the map yet. We'll probably run into large veins of glowstone at some point here. So I'm not too worried about that. So let's kind of work on a sort of floor situation here. Let's get a set of stone bricks kind of in. And I've used this design, as I say, before. It's basically very similar to the base I did in my Christmas craft series, but with a more extensive attachments, with the dark room and the storage room and stuff like that. So this is quite a common design from what I can gather, at least. We do want some of those, and we want some of this. So let's first make ourselves some more pickaxes, as we're going to need those for sure. Oops, I did drop my cobble there, but I picked it back up, so it's not a problem. And I'm going to make a bunch of cobblestone steps. We'll just make 20 for now. And I want to make some oak wood planks here. Let's just make half a stack of those. And we're going to make some oak slabs. So let's try this out here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put cobblestone steps in like this, and then oak wood slabs around the inner ring of that, and then this is going to go down one more, and then this will be our floor. Now if I knock this out, yeah, that's going to be that. So what do I want to make the floor out of? I could make it smooth stone. I don't really want to make everything in here one higher than what it already is, because that would be pretty painful. I mean, I guess it will be fine. We're not going to be outside in that area too much, so I guess we're just going to have to kind of deal with stone bricks being in the ceiling of this cavern, but I'm not going to worry about that too much, particularly. So, let's continue on with our design a little bit here and begin to see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that. So, blaze, skeleton, farm, entrance, dark room I think I said was going to be right there, or no, storage room, and dark room chute is going to be in this area. And I think that's everything, and my crafting, smelting, possibly brewing is going to be all in this central area here. So I'm going to work on kind of building up this room a little bit more, and probably taking care of the ceiling and whatnot. Probably beginning to flesh out a room for the farm as well. And then I will be back with another progress update, guys. Okay, guys, so I think it's time for another progress update here. So I've been working quite heavily on the base since the last time you saw me. And we've got a main room here now coming together. I decided to add this nice glass window into the cavern below. And you will see an infinite spring just there, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Kind of getting some things set up here. Turns out the blaze area is actually over here instead of where I thought it was, over there. So this has now become my storage room. And we've got the basics of this coming together. I'm going to have item frames and such on each of these wooden blocks, and I'm starting to move some items in here already. Got a place for cobble, dirt, gravel, sand, oak, planks, and stuff like that, etc. We've got our crafting and smelting area over here, all ready to go. And I've got some chests over by the dark room thing, whatever you would call this, the chute. And it's just got some junk in there for now, but eventually that will be a place for dark room loot. I dug this out and never replaced it, so there we go. This is down to the monument. Obviously, we've already seen what's down here. Nothing has changed down here. I haven't touched anything. So if we go back in here again, it has a very warm feeling here. I really like this base. We have an exit now. What is that sound? The sound of burning worries me. So out here we have a little Fret's cabin. The famous Fret's cabin, as you guys have seen. We've got one here serving as a safe way out of the base. Here we go. So that has been added. Not quite finished with that yet. Do want to kind of clean up the walls a little bit into the cabin there. But other than that, this area is pretty much done. Don't really have too many plans of doing anything down here for the time being. Obviously, I've got to finish the storage room. I'm going to have to start work on the farm soon, which is really the next thing to do, and then probably the skeleton trap last, as we don't actually have access to enchanting yet. So there really is no sense for me to actually start work on that just at this moment in time until we find enchanted equipment or an enchanting table, things of that nature. But I probably will dig the path and begin work on that pretty soon. That will probably be the last thing I do. So I've been putting a lot of my efforts into the blaze trap here, and this was a real challenge to build, more so than anything else. So we have the blaze spawner down here, and I was tinkering with this for a long time. But basically I've got a simple trap set up now, because what I didn't realize until after I built my initial design, I was going to make this an AFK trap. You actually need to kill the blazers in order to get the blaze rods. So I set up a system like this so that blazers will spawn in here, and the water just brings the loot forward and does a bit of damage, and you just beat them down with a stone sword, and I get a little bit of XP and the blaze rods. It's not the most ideal situation, but knowing that there is bedrock down there means that it's a challenge to do anything better than that for the moment. There will probably be other blaze spawners in more convenient locations around the world here, which we could better build a trap out of. Or maybe even a cluster of them, and we could build a proper blaze XP farm. But that's serving my needs for right now. A steady, slow supply of blaze rods. I just have to beat them down with a stone sword. But for how many blaze rods I'm going to be using this early in the game, I don't even have nether wart yet, so I can't really use them for anything. It's not a big deal. but we do have a simple trap over there. If we do all of a sudden need some blaze rods for something, we do have a situation there which would enable us to do that. So I'm kind of limited in two senses of the word, because first off, I don't have the best tools and equipment. I'm on stone tools at the moment, so I can't do a whole lot very quickly. So building big traps and stuff like that is kind of out of the question at the moment. But also, the supplies I have access to are fairly limited. I haven't found redstone yet. Iron is in very limited supply, so I can't really do anything piston-based. I can only really use stuff like water and things like that and lava to really do anything with. So I'm relatively constrained at the moment, but no doubt we'll run into redstone at some point and be able to build some piston-based things. And that's going to be one big drawback with building the grinder until I have access to redstone. We're going to have a little bit of a problem there in one sense, that we're not going to be able to make pistons or anything, which could be a problem, but I've got something in mind for that, which is a bit more clear in my mind for what I want to do. So what I'm going to be working on here is kind of finishing up this storage room, starting to collect some leather from cows to get some item frames down so that we can put our blocks and items and whatnot in them and make it look nice and pretty. And then I'll probably start work on bringing supplies that need farming down here. I don't know as we'll build the dark room just yet, because I don't have, and I don't think I will have, enough of a material to build it out of. We might have enough cobble, but I think at that point I'll probably be burnt out enough so that I want to go do something else. So we may do the dark room after we've completed a couple of dungeons maybe and got some better gear, more iron, etc., so that we can work on that in a more reasonable time, as that would just take forever, honestly, to work on. We've already done quite immense amounts. I've got to dig a huge room as it is for farms and such, and obviously this is no small task in here either, and we've spent ages working on the blaze farm. So I'm getting to the point now where I think I would want to do some adventure pretty soon, as soon as I've wrapped up a couple of the little things around here that need doing, and we'll probably do that next episode. I'll be back in a minute with a progress update again to see where we've got. Okay guys, so I think it's about time again for another progress update, because quite a bit has happened since the last clip here. So not too much has happened in here. I've just kind of cleared the chests out and organised things a little bit, and obviously we've just seen the blaze trap there. So what I've been working on since is firstly the brewing room. We have a very basic brewing setup in here now, chests with some different supplies in and stuff of that nature. Pretty cool stuff all around, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, it's just a standard brewing room, not too much to say. But the main effort has been in here. We have a storage room now, and quite a big one at that. And I've organised all my items and supplies into relevant chests, as you can see. Starting to put things together now. Still missing an ender chest in here, obviously, but everything's kind of coming together. I do want to put item frames next to each of these chests to indicate what is in there, but I don't have any leather yet, so when we start and get more leather together, I'll probably look into doing that. So all that leaves is kind of finishing up the ceiling in here, tidying up the exit and the monument a little bit, and then we need to work on the farm and the skeleton trap, and then the base in here is pretty much finished. So I'm going to get on with working on that for a little bit, guys, and I'll probably come back once I've made some more progress. I think I'm going to do the farm next, as that's the next important thing to do. Alrighty guys, so I have been working very hard once again, and I've put together the farming area. And wow, look at that. My god, this took so long to do. This has probably took about maybe 3 or 4 hours yesterday and all of today. Thus far I've probably spent maybe 2 or 3 days working on this base, but it's really coming together now. There's not too much left to do, in all honesty, in here. All we have left to deal with now is the darkroom trap right there, and the skeleton trap over there. Everything else is practically finished. So we've got room here for wheat, this 9x9 with a tile of water in the middle is wheat. Got carrots and potatoes, which I don't have yet. Sugarcane, melons and pumpkins, cactus. This will be netherwort right here. An area for growing mushrooms. And this one, which I haven't dug yet, is going to be for trees. Now, trees are going to come a bit later because I'm using the jungle giant trees at the moment anyway for my wood supply, and also that is a giant project that I really do need better materials for. To dig a huge room, I definitely need better than stone tools in order to dig that in any reasonable time frame, as that will probably be bigger than everything else in this base at this point. So, yeah, I mean, things are going well here. Still quite a ways to go. I also cleaned up the entrance here as well. So next up on my list is cleaning up the roof of this room here. I'm going to put some stone bricks in there. We need to create a bedroom of sorts and a place for my bed to go. The skeleton trap, obviously, and the dark room. And I think that I'm really tempted to work on the dark room next, but that's going to require sort of building with building blocks. And I have a lot of cobble, and I really think I should build the skeleton trap first, because that's more relevant to me right now, and I need to make sure that I have enough supplies to build that before building the dark room. And if I get that built, and I have a decent volume of supplies left over after that, then I may look into actually building the dark room as well. But as I say, the next thing is going to be the roof of this cavern, and then I mean, the farm, as far as I'm concerned at the moment, is done, so we don't need to do too much with this in reality, just kind of fill it out. I can't take the torches out just yet until I have the redstone lamps that I need to kind of finish this room off, but this will slowly but surely get populated. I may take a run around to that desert section we ran into in, I think, the previous or the episode before that, and just pick up some cactus so that we can start and get a cactus farm in here. But everything seems to be going pretty well. The best way I think the only way I can get potatoes or carrots is by killing zombies, and that's just kind of a luck thing. So we'll just have to wait and see as to when I get those. But having a good supply of bones is probably the next thing to do, because that can give me a really good supply of wheat so that I can make bread and basically have infinite food at that point. I do need to continue to breed my cows. I'm down to just a leather cat, which is almost broken. Have been collecting my supplies, though, out of the farm as I have been building it, so we're getting a pretty decent collection of stuff together. But breeding cows is definitely something I need to do to get some leather armor going, and I also want to go ahead and get some item frames together for this room and the storage room as well, so we've got that to do. But things are coming together now. I'm really impressed with how this space has turned out thus far, so hopefully that will continue. So I'm going to get to work on the skeleton trap, I think, now, guys, and I will be back after that is done. Okay, guys, so I've been keeping busy here, and I have a dual skeleton farm now, but it's the most ramshackle thing you've ever seen. Man, this was tricky. With the supplies I have, this is incredibly hard. But basically what I've got is inside here are the two rooms, the two spawning rooms where the skeletons spawn. Maximum efficiency, of course. And the good things about this grinder kind of end there, essentially. They get pushed up pipes. The second one, the one over here, actually runs very close to this pipe, so I've had to kind of force them into a U-bend before landing here. And because I don't have any redstone or anything, it was beat them down with a stone sword, or try and make them protrude up through the ground and do all that stuff with signs and water to try and get them 24 blocks up, over, and then down again. So for how long I'm hoping to be without redstone in this series, I'm just going to beat them down with a stone sword. They're at full health, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up a 10-second mob softener eventually, as soon as I get hold of some redstone, and then that will bring them down to one punch kill. So it's not great as it stands, but it's not bad. We've got, what, 30 in that one, only 6 in there, but I have to stand an AFK down here, simply because only this spawner is active if I stand up here, hence why there's a lot more skeletons in this trap, as I've been working up here for the past 5-10 minutes or so. But it's not too bad. It does the job. It gives me bones. It gives me arrows. And it does give me XP. So, obviously, as soon as I run into redstone, then I'm going to be able to improve this drastically from what I have to do now. Because this is what I have to do now. It's not terrible, but it's not bad. It could be a lot better, though, at the end of the day. It's very clunky. Now, if you could actually see all of the piping and stuff, and you like to make spawner traps, you would probably cry. I had to make what worked in the end, and this worked, so we're going to kind of stick with this for right now. Unfortunately, this is all I can really do with the supplies I have. I can't go down like I do with most spawner traps. I go down because it's bedrock. So I was kind of stuck, essentially. So I was forced into going up. There we go. And I'll probably hook up pistons and stuff eventually to stop them from falling down or whatever. Or just have some spawn lights in the rooms to turn off spawning. But for right now, I'm getting bones and I'm getting arrows, and that's the important thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this mess up right here. And then I'm going to think about what I want to do next. I'm not sure if I want to work on the dark room right now. After the amount of time I've spent on this base already in such a short space of time, I don't know whether I want to go ahead and build the dark room as well on top of everything else. Plus, I'm also going to have to assess my supply situation, as I don't have too much cobble. It may be more worthwhile going and doing a couple of dungeons and challenges before adding that, because the only real advantage I'm going to get is having a supply of gunpowder and a supply of string. Now, string, I have a feeling is going to be obtainable. I've already seen lots of cobwebs in the spider's lair, so if I need a lot of string, then I could head over there. Now, what do you use string for? Paintings, bows. I have a infinite bow situation already. I already have bones and arrows. Zombie flesh isn't too useful. Gunpowder is really the only useful thing I could get at the moment to kind of help out with all this sand here, but I'll have a think about it, but I may leave it just 1 or 2 episodes, and we might go off and conquer some areas before actually building that. But I may build it, I don't know. We'll see. No doubt by the next clip you will know. So until then, I'm going to work on cleaning this mess up, because, oh man, it needs it. Okay guys, so as you can see, I decided not to build the dark room, and I decided to come out and have some fresh air and go on a small adventure. I'm going to collect that cactus that we saw when we went on our last mission, but I decided to take a look around, sort of around this mountain area, and I see some diamond. Now, if we can get 5 of those, that means I can get an enchanting table, which would be fantastic. So, I'm going to dig to this one. I have my iron pick with me, because I went to mine up that iron we saw as well. And hopefully I can find enough diamonds to be able to actually make that enchanting table, particularly as we have an XP farm now. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if there's more in and around this area. I hope there is. So, here's my iron pick. Grab that diamond. There's some iron around. And I think the best way of me being able to actually look is if I go down this cliff face here and try and see what there is from there. I've just got to be cautious, obviously, of that dark area back there. Now, I'm going to be very careful here because I don't want to die to fall damage, because I have 1 diamond on me now. Oof. Yeah, I don't particularly want to be down here. I would like to get out now, please. Oh, thank you. Alright, let's get away from that. Let's see, can we see any more diamond in this hill? Doesn't look like it. I see coal, iron, lots of coal in that cave there. Let's kind of continue on around here and see if we can spot anything. More iron. Some iron up there. Just looks like it was the one diamond then, unfortunately. I am going to keep my eyes peeled, though, for more diamonds on my travels, for sure. Because that is quite a significant feat, getting that enchantment table. I'm up to 27 iron as well, which is great. That means I might be able to get some iron tools pretty soon here, in order to kind of conquer some more areas. And just looking up here, I'm just amazed and blown away by some of the structures in the sky. It'll be really exciting to go up there and kind of see what's going on. So I'm going to continue on here, guys, and if I see anything cool, then I'll let you know.